Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss about the composting process. So composting is a process where dewatered sludge undergoes decomposition, usually within the thermophilic temperature range, where dewatered sludge is mixed with a bulking agent such as wood chips, and the bulking material is added to enhance the circulation of air throughout the sludge to improve the stabilization process. And the mixture of sludge and bulking material is placed in the aerated piles where oxygen is furnished by forced aeration. And this mixture is allowed to cure, or you can say to biologically decompose for a period of time, and for effective stabilization this period of time is normally considered to be around 21 days, and after 21 days the bulking agent is separated from the sludge and the sludge is allowed to cure further for several weeks, and upon final curing the sludge has been transformed to a humus type material which is suitable for use as a soil conditioner, and the organic portion of the solid waste can be biodegraded by the process of composting, the process by which the solid heterogeneous organic matter is degraded by aerobic, mesophilic and thermophilic microbes. So composting is basically a microbial process that converts organic waste materials into stable, sanitary and humus-like products. It basically reduces in bulk and it can be used for soil improvement. And composting, like incineration, requires sorting of solid waste into organic and inorganic components, and this can be accomplished at the source by separate collection of garbage, or trash, garbage and trash, or at receiving facility using magnetic separators to remove ferrous metals and mechanical separators to remove glass, or you can say aluminum or plastic materials. Now the remaining largely organic waste is ground up mixed with sewage sludge or bulking agents such as shredded newspaper or wooden chips can be also added and then be composted. And the addition of dehydrated sewage sludge to domestic garbage improves the carbon nitrogen balance because the sludge digestion is high in nitrogen and therefore enhances the microbial degradation activities, as well as providing a means of disposing of some sewage waste and supplying a considerable number of decomposer microorganisms, and also the addition of 10% by weight sewage sludge to the material being composted improves the porosity. It is important because the 30% airspace is needed to optimize the availability of the oxygen for microbial respiration in the aerobic compost process. It is also important because the water must drain out of composting material to prevent water logging and the development of the anaerobic conditions. So in a compost of, let's say, domestic garbage and sludge, numerous microbial species are present that may come from soil, you can say, water or fecal matter can be present, and the relatively high moisture content of the compost material favors the development of the bacterial rather than the fungal populations. Now the initial increase in the probability due to the growth of the mesophilic bacteria in the interior portions, and the thermophilic microorganisms prominent in the process include bacteria such as Bacillus stereothermophilus, Thermomonospora species, Thermoactinomyces species, etc. And some of the fungi includes Clostridium, Geotrichum, okay, Aspergillus fumigatus, Mucor etc. So in the continuous reactor composting process, the reactor is maintained continuously at thermophilic temperatures by using the heat produced within the reactor by the biodegradation of the organic matter. So in the starting stages, facultative aerobic and obligate anaerobic bacteria begin to work and are active through the mesophilic phase, and it leads to warming. Okay, and after 5 to 10 days, thermophilic fungi are more prevalent, and during the cooling down maturation period, actinomyces, which are filamentous bacteria, and molds become prevalent. Okay, and further during the cooling phase, the physical decomposer, microorganisms such as mites, centipedes, soapworms, rotifers, various worms basically feed on microbes. And the control of several conditions is critical for achieving the optimal composting process. The temperature needed to achieve the maximal rates of organic matter decomposition are in range, let's say around 50 to 60 degrees Celsius. And the self-heating typically raises the temperature inside the static compost pile to almost 55 to 60 degrees Celsius or above in 2 or 3 days under favorable conditions. But after a few days, this optimal level temperature gradually declines unless the pile is turned and to resupply oxygen to ensure thermophilic process which occurs throughout the pile instead of only at the core. Now, moisture must be adequate, okay, to carry out the process continuously. Carbon to nitrogen ratio must not be greater than 42:1. The lower nitrogen content precludes the formation of sufficient microbial biomass. The greater nitrogen concentration, such as let's say carbon to nitrogen ratio is 25:1, would lead to volatilization of ammonia and causing odor problems and lowering the usefulness of the compost product as a fertilizer. Okay, so this compost can be used in a variety of ways, such for example applications in parks, gardens, for in the case of ornamental plants, in land reclamation, okay, and also as a part of the beautification projects. Okay, so in the process, okay, where organic waste in the presence of O2 and in the presence of microbes is converted into carbon dioxide, water, heat, and finally compost is produced. So all these microbes, sources of carbon, nitrogen and water, oxygen, okay, where finally is released in the form of carbon dioxide, water, and in the form of heat, and all this occurs in the presence of microbes. So it's a microbial process. So that's all in the process of composting. Thank you.